If you've ever thought that Subway is a healthier fast food option, well, hold on to that footlong because today I'm uncovering some truths about Subway that will make you think twice about your next order, especially if you're a cancer survivor or trying to lower your cancer risk. And stick around to the end because I'll also be going over some healthier fast food options. Subway's slogan, Eat Fresh, has tricked millions of people into believing their sandwiches are the ultimate guilt-free option. So as a cancer nutritionist, I just want you to be aware of what's in these subs that can make them a worse choice than a hamburger. Here's why. Carcinogens are things that cause cancer, and there are a few things that we 100% know directly cause cancer: alcohol, tobacco, and processed meats. Subway's deli meats like turkey, salami, or ham are highly processed and contain cancer-causing nitrates and nitrites. These are known carcinogens, and when you eat them, they create inflammation and oxidative stress in your body, two major drivers of cancer. So especially if you're a cancer survivor, deli meats are a no-go. So a basic hamburger that is 100% beef can be less harmful than a sub packed with deli meats because non-processed red meat doesn't contain those cancer-causing nitrites. Now remember Jared, the guy who became famous for losing weight by eating Subway every day? Let's conveniently ignore how that story ended. But for years, Subway used the Jared effect as a huge part of their marketing campaign. But I mean, really, you can lose weight by eating anything as long as you're eating less calories or burning more calories than usual. So Jared's success wasn't because Subway sandwiches are some magical diet food. It was obviously because he started eating less and exercising. But about 10 years ago, Subway executives were in the news saying they were shocked to discover their customers were eating a whole 12-inch foot-long sub by themselves. They insisted that was not how their subs were intended to be eaten, and apparently their footlongs were meant to be shared between 2 or more people, and eating an entire footlong should never be done by one person. Really? They apologized for the misunderstanding, but highlighted that they even cut the sandwich in half before giving it to you. So basically, they knew that eating a whole foot-long sub had too many calories, carcinogens, and salt for one person to be eating at once, and they had to completely change their messaging. But really, how many people only eat half a sub and call it a day? I mean, I would think that most people would buy the foot-long rather than a 6-inch, thinking they're getting more bang for their buck. Anyways, the processed meat in these subs aren't the only unhealthy thing about them. Let's talk about their sauces. Their creamy ranch, sweet onion teriyaki, or Southwest chipotle. I mean, they're delicious, right? But unfortunately, they're loaded with high fructose corn syrup and highly refined oils, two of the biggest culprits for insulin resistance, weakening your immune system, inflammation, obesity, and cancer. Cancer cells love inflammation, so these sauces are a big no-go if you're trying to keep cancer away. Let's have a closer look at their sweet onion teriyaki sauce. It has 15 grams of sugar per serving. That's a recipe for inflammation. I have other videos on the types of sugar and refined oils that can lead to cancer and the healthier alternatives you can use instead, so I'll link those below for you to watch next if you're interested. Now let's talk about Subway's bread, that fresh baked bread that smells so amazing when you walk by the store. I did a bit of digging and found some very alarming information. In 2020, a court in Ireland ultimately ruled that Subway bread contained too much added sugar to legally be considered bread and that it should be regarded as more of a dessert. You see, the laws in Ireland don't allow the sugar content of bread to exceed 2% of the total weight. Now, Subway bread doesn't just exceed that limit, it soars past it with a sugar content of 10% of its weight. So really, it's like eating a 12-inch cake with lettuce in it. Obviously, Subway does this because they know that sugar is highly addictive. It's a trick that food manufacturers use to make you love their food and want to buy it again. And Subway executives also admitted that their bread contains dough conditioners. These are additives that extend the shelf life of bread. So obviously, their bread isn't freshly baked in store. If you've ever tried making bread at home from scratch, you'll know how quickly it turns into a rock. So basically, any bread that can live outside of the refrigerator for more than a few days and still be fluffy has a bunch of chemicals and preservatives in it that over time can lead to cancer. If you're still not convinced that Subway isn't the ultimate healthy fast food option, and maybe there's one by your house and it's convenient and you want to keep going there once in a while, so let's talk about the healthiest things you can order from Subway. First and foremost, obviously avoid the deli meats. Better options are the tuna and chicken breast, or I even believe they have falafels now. These are their healthier alternatives to deli meats, so if you're a meat lover, Subway may not be your best bet. In terms of their sauces, most stores have mustard, olive oil, and red wine vinegar. These are the healthiest options. In fact, yellow mustard is actually a cancer-fighting food because it often contains turmeric to make it yellow. And turmeric is one of the top cancer-fighting foods on the planet because of its high antioxidant content. But if you're going to use one of their other sauces we talked about with the unhealthy refined oils, just be mindful of how much you're using and try to choose one that has the least amount of sugar. I mean, even a little drizzle of ranch will add 300 calories to your sub and a week's worth of sodium. Now, their slices of processed cheddar aren't doing you any favors either. So if you can, choose the shredded cheddar because it's lower in salt and toxic chemicals. In terms of the bread, obviously the multigrain or whole wheat are healthier options to any of the white buns, but even still, apparently they all contain a ton of sugar, so the healthiest option would be to order a salad from Subway and add on some grilled chicken, cheese, and a ton of veggies, especially if you're watching your waistline. Now, if we compare a Subway sandwich to other options like a fried chicken sandwich or a double bacon cheeseburger, at least with a sub, you're not getting as many trans fats and something called AGEs, which have been linked to cancer, heart disease, and other health issues. But while Subway sandwiches may not be deep fried, the processed meats, chemicals, and additives in them don't necessarily make them any healthier. If you eat them for long enough, over time they can still contribute to health problems like cancer. So just because it's not deep fried doesn't mean it's healthy. But I will give Subway this. The key difference is that they do give you more options than most other fast food restaurants to make your meal healthier. More and more people are starting to realize how important it is to eat healthy if they want to live a long life and avoid having health problems. So because of this, more popular fast food chains now have healthier options on their menu. One of my all-time favorites is Chipotle. You can build your own salad bowl with greens, grilled chicken or tofu, beans, fajita veggies, real cheese, and guacamole. They're so good. Chick-fil-A also now has grilled chicken and salads and a really good egg white breakfast sandwich, or you can head to Starbucks for their famous egg bites. Starbucks actually has a ton of healthier options now, like their chicken quinoa protein box, or even plain oatmeal with nuts and berries. Just try to resist their sugary frappuccinos while you're there. Another one of my favorites is a good poke bowl. It's typically made with raw fish like salmon or tuna, fresh veggies, and you can often get it on top of whole grains like brown rice. And you can usually top it with cancer-fighting ingredients like avocado, edamame, and seaweed. By the way, avocado is another top cancer-fighting food, so never feel guilty about ordering guacamole with your meal. So these are all healthier options than Subway, but although Subway certainly isn't as healthy as they claim to be, they're also not the worst. If you load up on their veggies, skip the deli meats, and keep your sauces in check, you can walk away with a healthier meal than a burger and fries. But obviously if you go for their foot-long Italian BMT with an extra side of mayo and a double chocolate chip cookie, well, let's just say your arteries won't thank you. But I hope this video helped you understand more about the hidden chemicals and preservatives in the everyday foods we eat. And if you want my take on other popular fast food restaurants, drop it in the comments below. I always love hearing from you. And I'm leaving you with another video to watch next as what I personally have been eating for the past 17 years as a cancer nutritionist. Until next time, eat healthy, stay informed, and take care of yourself. I'll see you next week.